Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. This isn't a video I particularly want to be making. I asked myself why I would be making it when I first read the article, which I'll get into here in a moment. The reason I'm making this video, there's a lot of reasons I'm making this video, but the reason I'm primarily making this video is I really thought about it. I've thought about it for like 2 days now since I read the article. And there's a scene in the movie Tombstone where Kurt Russell plays Wyatt Earp, and the Ike Clanton and Stilwell try to ambush Wyatt Earp and basically kill his family, women and children and his brothers, at the train station. And there's this scene where Wyatt ambushes them. He sort of catches them off guard and ambushes them, trying to ambush him. And in the ensuing melee, he ends up shooting Stilwell, and he's laying there on the ground. And Ike is, lost his gun. He's laying there on the ground. And there's this line, and this line just kept going through my head after I read this. And the line, and when I thought about making a video, is why am I doing this? There's a line where Wyatt Earp says, "Take a good look at him, Mike, because that's how you're going to end up." And that's the purpose of this video. To any predators out there, take a look at this article. This is the best you're going to end up out here. The best you can possibly hope for out of coming over here and trying to abuse any of the children in this country. This is the best you're going to get. Let me get into it. Thought of making this video after reading a recent article from The Phuket News. That's thephuket.news.com. And by the way, I just want to say, tip of the hat to the Phuket News. Honestly, some of the best journalism, and I quote a lot, Bangkok Post, Pattaya Mail, the Pattaya News, the Phuket News, Chiang Rai Times from time, there's all kinds of, I've even quoted Stickman before and the Tiger and all that good stuff. Thai Examiner is out there, Thai Inquirer, we've quoted, there's a lot of great press outlets out there. But I do have to say, pound for pound in Phuket, the Phuket News is pretty darn good in terms of journalism. That being said, again, the PhuketNews.com article is titled, "American Charged for Sexually Abusing 3-Year-Old Girl." Quoting directly, Chalong Police Chief Police Colonel Ekarat Plaiduang has formally charged an American man for sexually abusing a 3-year-old girl at a house in the Sayuan area in Rawai. So I'm not going to quote very much of this article. I urge those who are particularly interested in this. It is kind of a harrowing read, I'll be honest with you. It's not something this is not a topic anybody wants to really be reading about, especially for any kind of leisure or something like that. But I think it's important to be aware of this. That said, quoting directly, it's sort of a just the facts sort of excerpt here. Quote, "Investigators have collected various pieces of evidence, which was enough to proceed with the charge. The case has officially been handed over to the prosecutor for further legal proceedings, and it is expected that the Phuket Provincial Court will be able to hold the trial soon," Police Colonel Ekarat said. So, again, I urge those who are watching this video, go check out that article. Again, clearly they had tamed down the language, even in this sort of bland, sort of narrative prose, if you will. This sort of writing, as you can see, this really flusters me. But you can see from just even the very neutral language that they use. And again, everybody is innocent till proven guilty here in Thailand. So until this is adjudicated at trial, again, I'm not going to make any final conclusions. But that said, presuming it occurred, presuming the allegations are true, this is just terrible on so many levels. And again, it goes back to my original point that I was going to make. Take a look at him. This is the best you're going to end up with over here, is sitting in a Phuket jail waiting to go to a Thai prison. Again, if this person's innocent, so be it. If the allegations are untrue, so be it. And again, they're innocent until proven guilty. I'm talking generally right now. And I'm talking to anybody out there in this community of people that, and I don't even call that a community. That's a cabal or a coven or something of this nature. It's evil, is what it is. And I don't know where this comes from in people. People are just people, and they have good and evil in them. But I don't know what drives you to abuse a child, especially a 3-year-old. But again, the point I'm trying to make is take a good look at him, because this is the best you're going to end up. In this person's situation, again, they're innocent until proven guilty, but these allegations are heavy. And again, based on what you read in the report on this, you know, this person was, again, about as close to the alleged scene of the crime as they could possibly be without sort of being caught in flagrante, if you will. And I mean, God, that's terrible to talk that way, but that's correct language. In any event, there are other forces in Thailand besides the police force who do their job assiduously, by the way. There are other forces here, okay? They're not quite so organized, perhaps, as the police force, but maybe you could say they're organized to their own degree nonetheless. And no one likes people coming to this country and abusing our children. Okay? So when I say take a good look at him, that's the best you're going to end up. The best you're going to end up in Thailand is waiting around to go to prison if you did this stuff. Or if you think you're going to come here and do this, this is the best you're going to end up. Because the other alternatives are other parties find you before the police, and they have different methodologies. Perhaps you could say they have extra legal methodologies of handling that. You know, what we call back home perhaps a little bit of frontier justice, as it were. And I'm not advocating that. I'm not saying that that is good. I'm warning people. If you're one of these abusers, just find someplace, like me personally, I hope you walk off a bridge somewhere. But if that's what you are, don't come here, because this is how you're going to, this is the best possible scenario of how things are going to play out if you're an abuser here in the Kingdom of Thailand.